Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jason, and today we are going to be reviewing sort of a budget tent. This thing is much larger than a lot of the wedge style tents that you will find, and the reason I really do like this kind of style is if you are in, let's say, a wedge style tent and you're laying this way, well, when your feet are down here, you don't have a ton of room in there. So if you have a tent that opens completely up like this, you can sleep any direction you want and you don't have to worry about hitting your head or hitting your foot in the middle of the night. I found out I like that style when I had the X cover, and now that I have this Crafuel SummitBreeze, I love having that amount of space in there. It just makes it a lot more comfortable. I've had this one for a few months now, and I've had it on several different racks. So I had it on the Kuat Ibex, and now I have it here on the new 2024 Up Top Overland. I believe it's the truss rack, so this will fit on a variety of different racks. Now I do have some different hardware for mounting than what came with it, but that is because when I'm testing these out, I want to have the same hardware kind of throughout. So the bolts are going to look a little bit longer on this, but that is not the bolts that came with it. I can assure you those are a lot shorter. And if you have very wide and thick crossbars like this, I will drop a link below to those exact mounts, which will work on here. You can also grab the billy bars if you want to, but for the most part, this will fit perfectly fine on a variety of different racks. It's not super heavy, and a lot of that is because of the skeletal system underneath. It's basically just a skeletal system that keeps a lot of the weight down. This one's really lightweight. I think it's like 140 something pounds. Now, if you have like a super lightweight tent, that might sound like a lot, but tents are weighing upwards of 200 pounds in some cases now. So that skeletal system with the waterproof barrier underneath, it's going to keep your stuff clean, your stuff dry, and you'll keep the weight down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the tent here. It is very interesting. It opens really different than a lot of tents I've seen out there. And the mounting system just makes things great for accessorizing this thing, as well as, just a nice sleek design. All right, so to start off with, this is how the tent is going to mount with the ladder here. Now I have plenty of room here, but if I was playing it safe, I would slide this a little bit more towards the edge. I'm not really at risk of bumping the rack here, but if I had like a fiberglass topper or something like that I didn't want to scratch up, I would probably move this over a little bit more. And that's really true of any rooftop tent. I did install the crossbars on top here. That is really cool that that comes with this tent. And these are already mounted in here, this little part. All you have to do is add this on there, and you will make it wide enough by loosening this little part up, and it will move on the tracks. Pretty easy install, and it is really nice to have these on top. So I really do like this latch system a lot here. All you're going to do is like lift up on this to open it, which I'm not going to do right now, but you will see here on this screw that you can actually make this looser and tighter. Now that's really cool because I guess if you wanted to, you could move this down here or move it to the side or just move it over. But I really like that you can adjust this because let's say, right now this is empty. I don't keep anything inside of my tents, but if you really wanted to, you could probably keep pretty decent sized sleeping bag in here without adjusting anything. But if you had like a big negative 30-degree sleeping bag or just a big ol' sleeping bag, you could essentially loosen this up here and make it so that this could be a little bit longer. So you would have a little bit more space in there and it wouldn't be mashed down as tightly. I'm not recommending you do that. And I'm not sure that that's 100% what it was made for, but in my eyes, you could do that if you wanted to put more stuff inside. Again, if you wanted to, you could move this ladder. This is the entrance. I believe it goes from like here all the way across. It is a huge entrance, so you could essentially move this over here if you wanted to, and you could get in that way. It does only have the one entrance in the front here, and so you would have to keep it on this side. Now I chose to put it on the passenger side just because that's how I kind of do all of my tents. But you could put it on the driver's side over there, because this tent doesn't really, it doesn't really matter the orientation of where it's going. So this could be the front over here, or the other side could be the front, and it's exactly the same on either side. Essentially, you could just turn this tent this way and have it open on this side if you wanted to. So on this side, you will see there are some really heavy duty latches over here. These things are giant. I mean, like almost the size of my hand there. These are really big and very beefy. Now, I'm an idiot, and I had to move this tent onto several different racks as I was trying these racks out. So I did slide this on the floor on the hinge side. So I did scrape it up a little bit, but that's really all that happened. It just scraped up. Nothing dented, nothing got damaged, just a little bit of scraping up. And I assume that most people probably will not move their tent as much as I did. I was taking it on and off almost every week just to move it around. So the hinges, I can attest to the quality of the hinges. They hold up really well. So moving up underneath the tent, this is kind of what I was talking about with the skeletal system. So you can see you can press up here and you'll be able to feel the mattress. However, this material right here is not the mattress. This is a sort of a waterproof material, and I will show you that from the inside, and you can see how thick that material is. But it is a really cool idea, because then you basically have these little things right here to keep it very rigid. However, there's no big aluminum or steel, support underneath here that adds to the weight. So it makes this thing super, super light. The mounting system is a little bit different than I've seen on a lot of them. Like I said, I did get the extended ones for my old rack here, so this might look a little goofy. The ones that come with this are like maybe to here. So if you do need the long ones, I will drop a link below and you guys can check that out. And I believe this mounting system right here is the Billy Bars mounting system. I'll show you in a second what the system that comes with it looks like. For most people, the system that comes with it will work fine. It is a really nice way of saving weight and not really taking away from the usability of the tent. So this ladder is kind of like a lot of them. There's nothing really special to say about it other than it is black, and I do like that. It's telescopic, so it will fold away really nicely. So one thing I really do like about this is, I don't know if you can see it here, but this is like a textured surface. Now, the reason I really do like that is I have had some tents that have like a smooth ABS top to it, which looks pretty sleek, I guess, if you like the, very shiny kind of roof. However, if you are doing any sort of off-roading like I do, or like I assume most of you guys on this channel probably do, then you'll know the second you hit a branch or anything, you're going to make a big scratch right down the tent. Now, it doesn't make this scratch resistant completely. However, the texture of the roof, in my experience, is going to hide those scratches a lot better. Multiple different ways that the light will hit it, and it does make it a little bit more rugged as well. So you do have the Crafuel logo here. It does look like it is possibly painted on, because I do not feel like a raised surface here, so I don't believe it's a sticker. I do like the fact that the Crafuel logo is on the top, and the reason I like that is because a lot of companies will slam their logo all over the side, on the back, all over the thing. But having it right here, you're not going to see this, unless you're like way up on a mountain or something. You're not going to see this unless the tent is actually open. Now, I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but this slotted aluminum here is really cool, because I don't know if you guys saw when I had a GFC, but the GFC had very similar kind of extrusion T-slot here. Now that tent was $5,000 or something like that. So this is less than half of that. And you get a lot of the same features. The cool thing about this, if you saw my GFC video, is there is a lot of stuff that you can actually store up here. Now I had an awning on mine and I had that coming off of here. Now the downside to this is, since your entrance is right here, you can't put the awning on the same side. Now that is really going to be true of any tent that opens up from the side. Easily can fix that by just adding the awning to the other side. No big issue. Another thing you can do, you can mount quick fists on the side of here, and that's really cool because if you mount the quick fist, you can put a shovel on here or an axe, something like that, and you can basically keep that up here and out of your truck bed or, you know, out of your car. I will go ahead and show you guys how to open this up. Now it might open up larger than this frame. I'll reopen it if that's the case, but it is very tall, so this is probably going to end up out of frame. I have a full height rack here that goes over the truck bed. I also have a 3 and some change inch lift down here, and it's a new lift, so I'm not sure it's settled all the way. And I also have 35s. That being said, I can still reach up and grab this no problem. The only one that's slightly more difficult to get to is this one over here, but I could still easily reach it. So all you're gonna do when you open this up is you've got one in the front, one right here, one right here, and one in the very back. You're just gonna pop those open, and this will raise up pretty easily. So let's go ahead and we'll start with this one. So you're just gonna lift up on that, and that will just pop off pretty easy. You know, not really a lot of work involved in that. Then you're gonna grab right here and lift up on that, and that just comes right down. On the back here, that is the same case. Just reach up right there. And then, like I said, this one is maybe the closest to being difficult, but all I have to do is just reach up and it pops right off there. It's a really easy thing to do. Once you get it to like here, you just kind of push it a little bit and it goes up. Hey, we actually kind of got it in frame there, a little bit out over there. But yeah, this is what it's gonna look like. Next step, you're gonna go ahead and pull this out here. Now, this right here is gonna be on these little buttons. You're just gonna go ahead and push that. All right, so the next step, there is one more little piece in here. It's hard to see from here, but it is a pole that extends. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna extend that so that this goes out and is secure, and then you're just gonna clamp that down. That's really it for this one. You can add these little locking pieces that go on your struts if you want a little bit further protection. I don't really put those on, but you can put those on if you're in a very windy situation. So once you're inside, in between these two right here, you're gonna reach in and grab this piece right here. You'll grab this piece in the middle here and push forward. And then once it's extended, there's a little piece that you're gonna clamp down on. All right, so I went ahead and opened up these sides. These are really big windows here, so you get a lot of light, you know, even when it's dark and cloudy out. Now, I'm sure most of you guys will be getting in your tent at night, so being able to bring in as much light as possible is really good. So another thing I should mention when talking about these is the YKK zippers on here. Now, this is incredible to get YKK zippers on this tent. I have had $5,000 tents that do not have YKK zippers. I don't know why other companies will prioritize that, but I've had enough zippers break and bind on these, and when you spend $2,000, $5,000 on a tent, you don't want to have to worry about any of that. So having the YKK zippers is a really nice addition. Now, because it's a little dark out, I am going to go ahead and cut to the next thing, which I think is very interesting. This actually comes with its own light up here. All right, so the light is right up here. You can see this little line right here. So I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Might be a little bit difficult with one hand. You know how USBs are. Oh my God, we got that on the first try. Are you joking? Okay, so at that point, you'll just go ahead and put that in this little bag right here, and you can go ahead and cut that on. And that way you get a little bit of extra light in here. Now this is like a warm light, so a little bit better for camping, not as great for filming. So another cool function of this is this little section back here. Now this does not lead to the outside. On some tents you might get that. However, I really like this. I was thinking about what the function was of this, and then it hit me that this is obviously for condensation. You can get condensation behind these things right here on tents, so it is really nice that that can open up to the outside, give you a little bit of light, and not make it so that people can see in if you want to close all of the other windows up and just have that open. Down here, you'll get a little clear bag that's great for your phone, or you know, just anything in the middle of the night you want to put there and have in the morning. You do also still have that one up top. You have one over there on the back side. There is one up here as well. So that does lead me to the outside bags here. You do have these boot bags here, and you get a ton of storage in there. Another great thing I love about this that they thought of is that the back is a mesh. So if you're throwing dirty boots in here, you know, especially here in the snow, it is, you know, snowy and mushy out here. You know, if I was to put my shoes in a bag that was completely enclosed, this would get a lot of nasty stuff on it. I'm not saying it's going to be completely clean when you take a boot out, but it will be a lot better off having this mesh back to it. You also have one on this side as well, 2 on the outside, so 6 bags in total, 4 of them being on the inside. This is what I was talking about earlier with the actual case here. So if you lift the entire tent up, you can see the frame there. However, if you lift up just the mattress, you can see that this base right here is a waterproof, resistant base down here. This mattress is really comfortable. Now, if you know my channel, I am a Hest guy. I really do like my Hest. I will still use that in here. I'll use that in any, you know, tent I'm going to use. But this one is actually really nice. It's very thick right here, maybe 3 inches there. Another really cool thing about it is it's actually technically 2 different mattresses. You've got this part right here, which is a firm, hard surface right here, and then you've got a really nice soft one. So it's kind of like a mattress and a mattress topper. All right, so this is me inside the tent. I'm not even at the very back. For reference, I'm a little bit under 6 foot, about 200 pounds, and I easily fit in here. The camera is not even all the way at the back. It's about as far away from the wall as I am, and that's just the only place it would sit still on the mattress. But yeah, you got plenty of space in here. I'll have to put the dimensions of the mattress somewhere up here, as well as the dimensions up here somewhere of the actual tent itself. But I have plenty of space to sleep this way. I will not be able to fit side to side like this, but this is a pretty standard length, so you might have to go with like an XL of some brand to really get the length that you need if you're like 6'5". All right, guys, if you want to check out this tent, I will drop a link below. These, again, are the dimensions of up here. This is the closed dimensions. Here is the sleeping dimensions right here. And you can ask me any questions in the comments and I will try to answer them for you, or I will put you in contact with someone who can answer those questions. That being said, guys, thank you for watching this video. This is the Crafuel Summit. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.